What's going on, guys? Another video here. Kind of bouncing between things right now. I figured I'd show you guys this though. This is a something that I've been working on for a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and take the top off so you guys can actually see the whole intricateness of it. This is a custom built sand rail. This is not like the RC four-wheel drive Sandstorm. This was 100% fabbed up by Crazy Crawler on RC four-wheel drive, and when I saw it I just couldn't help but have it. And when I got it, the cage was raw. It was actually kind of like a silverish color, and everything was just all silver. And unlike the RC four-wheel drive Sandstorm, you have to use a JADO front and like a slash rear. He used a slash two-wheel drive slash front and rear. So I was able to go on Energy's site and buy the complete suspension upgrade kit for this thing. So there'll be new control arms, bulkheads going down, shock towers, the bell crank steering, everything. And I've also got an IFA gearbox for it, which you can see what's in the back there. We've got a VXL 3S. And I figured since this is one of the more custom builds anyways, I figured I'd give it a custom name. And I'm not going to tell you where I got these decals from, but I had some custom ones made up specifically for this buggy. Now these are, of course, masked on, but I think that's going to give you the name of the buggy right there. Purple Haze. Got it done in Jimi Hendrix style lettering. So it's going to go pretty much right there underneath the panels there. It's going to look pretty sweet. But on top of having the Purple Haze decals, I thought it was finally time that I would go ahead and break down and buy some decals for myself, because I spent so much time debating it. So I've got variations of decals like this one here. They're going to be going on different rigs. I've got that one. I don't know if you're going to be able to read this or not, but these are like bumper sticker sized ones. That one says go hard or go home. And then just a few different color variations of my YouTube channel name. Just keep it simple. Got it in, I think, black and orange. I've got it in white and red. I've got it in, let's see, it should be black and red too. It's in black and red. And then basically that's it. I've just got a ton of them now since I've got so many rigs. I figured I might as well go ahead and start doing decal work on it. So all those right there, I think there's 52 custom decals all done. They're on 3M premium reflective vinyl, and most of them you have to weed and tape yourself. Which, for those of you who are not familiar with what weeding and taping means, is these decals have a layer over them, and you've got to take something hard like a credit card or something, so you can transfer, because the tape for the weeding, you press it on, that way the letters stick to it, and then you transfer it to where you want to, and then you slowly pull the tape back off. That's called weeding and taping. So the majority of my decals are going to be that way. For Purple Haze, I got these ones ready to go to where all I got to do is just pull it off and pop them on. But this thing's going to look absolutely insane with 4 figures in it, and then this body on it with a set of Panther Cobras. I'm not going to say Cobras because they're paddles. We've got stretch paddles for the rear. And then we've got the, I always forget of the Razorbacks for the front. And then I've also got a set of street meets, anacondas Learn how to spell or speak. So that's the sand rail. This one here is another different project that I just got in not too long ago. This is a truggy. Got off another RC four-wheel drive member. Not RC four-wheel drive, RC crawler. Good God, my brain is fried today, people. Had some issues. All this back here on the cage, that has all been redone by me because it got damaged in shipping. Mainly this shock hoop bracket back here, which is still a little off. I got a little PO'd at it because forgot I had my welding mask up, and when I hit it with the welder, it was still kind of a little bit on an angle, so it's not big enough to perfect performance. But I had to weld in, basically I had to take this and put this in a bench vise and then bend these back into where they met. So I added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars to it just to give it a general truggy look to it, which I think I did it tastefully. I was going to get all stupid and start adding like triangulated pieces in, but overkill on it. It's the SCX-10 honcho cab. I've got 2 cabs that came with it, a white one and the blue one. MIP shafts. The cage is a full bolt-on. G-made zero gravity shocks. Axial lock transmission with a 32 pitch slipper on it. Titanium, or they look like titaniums, but I think they're more along the lines of almost like a Traxxas links, but they're still heavy duty. 3-link front with a VP CMS kit for it. The only thing that's missing is the axle bracket, the actual panhard piece that comes down, because I've got the panhard bar that runs from the frame down. That would be right here. This is the panhard bar. And then I've got the actual CMS bracket itself. The only thing I'm missing is the bar that this ties onto down on the axle. No biggie, I can probably fab one up pretty easily. And then, last but not least, I've wanted one of these for a long time and finally got the opportunity to trade for it. This is a Legends car. Always wanted to run a little Legends car, and now I've got one. It was a simple trade. You guys remember the little side-by-side I had? Well, I traded it for basically a brand new chassis. Well, it's almost a brand new chassis. The body's brand new. Still has the maskings on the windows. The chassis and tires only have, I think, 2 runs on them. But they ran with some people that really didn't give a crap about how hard they ran them. And he showed me his, which he had a lot more money sunk into. It was just beat all the hell and back because they were just playing demolition derby rather than racing. So he literally picked his rig up off the track, said screw you guys, I'm done, and walked out of there after he was spanking them. I know the track they were running at, he was running under 5-second laps with a just a ballistic motor and ESC combo. There's a, oh God, when I looked at it, what was it? The ballistic 18.5 motor and I think a Timbuktu ESC. But this was his son's one, so his son never really got into it too much. So the chassis pretty much brand spanking new, has nothing wrong with it. It's got the full articulation to it. Rear is fixed. 64 pitch gearing on it, so I'm going to throw a nice brushless setup into it and turn it into a rocket ship to where I can actually just get out there and just get on it. Same pitch gearing as my F1 car, and it uses the same foam tires as my F1 car almost, except my foams are a little bit fatter than this, but then again these have been worn down. So yet another project on the list. Got tons of them going, but basically there you go. There's a huge overview of what's been going on lately. Got a chance the other day. I'm just going to go ahead and spit this out. I didn't bring the camera out because I didn't think it was going to be all too impressive. And I ended up with egg on my face again. As me and my son took out the i10 MTs from Energy. Holy crap. On a 22 or 5,000 milliamp 20C 2-cell battery with the stock electronics in it, he was doing standing backflips. I was launching it about 5-6 feet in the air easily. The only issues we had is my body, a little piece of the wing cracked off. He managed to land it dead on its ass and snap the body on it, so I duct taped it back together. Hopefully it'll hold for a little while. And he managed to lose the grub screw that came out of the front yoke off the differential. Had another one laying around, put a ton of Loctite on it, and stuck a new grub screw back in it, and he's good as golden. The shocks on it need to be tightened up a little bit because it's got a lot of flex to it when it moves. But other than that, for the price that y'all saw on the unboxing of it, it's well worth it. If you're looking for a good cheap basher and you don't want to pay $400 something for a slash and break it every time you run it, just go through buy one of these I-10 MTs, or they've got it in a buggy form, they've got it in a truggy form too. Just go through everything first before you run it. Make sure everything's tightened down where it's supposed to be, which should be the general rule for any RC before you run it. You should always check every single nut, bolt, screw, fastener, everything. Make sure it's not going to come off on the trail, which I didn't do because I wanted to get out there and run them. But needless to say, for the money you spend on it, you get way more bang for your buck than with any other 10th scale that I've run so far. But either way, I'm not trying to drag this one on either. It always seems to be a tendency where when I start talking about one topic, another one falls into my head and I have to get it out while I'm still thinking of it. Otherwise, the shiny red ball just bounces away. So, as always, thank you guys for watching and putting up with all the shop videos. I haven't been able to really run as much. Usually wintertime, y'all know, is when I'm pretty much just running my rigs all the time instead of building and doing overviews and reviews on everything. But like I said, we've got the Sawback, the I-10 MTs, the G6, which I still have yet to really put it through its paces. The sand rail, the truggy. I've just got so much crap on my plate right now. Finding time to get out and actually film when the weather's good. Like right now, it's pouring, and I refuse to take my G6 out there in the mud and have to spray it all off the hose. So either way, enough rambling. I'm gonna let you guys get back to your everyday life, and I'm gonna get back to mine. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and we will see you guys later. Thanks.